spread them out. I want to pack them in nice and tight together.
Don't know.
Pack them in.
Pack them in close together, exactly. This is the tactic the generals of the American Civil War are going to use. But are we using those old smoothbore muskets? This particular weapon right here is a replica pattern 1853 Enfield rifle musket. This weapon can effectively hit a man-sized target, well, at 300 to 500 yards. And how do we get that? Well, a combination of two things. First is this nifty new projectile. Is it round shaped? No, it's more what we call conical in shape. Now how this works is, well, there's another thing inside the barrel. For those of you who have been inside the museum, did you notice something before you went into trial by fire? Two weapons looking exactly like this, but they're very, very different. Yeah. Well, another thing to look for while you're in the museum, we actually have a cutout of another weapon, the Springfield. And inside the barrel here, you can put your finger inside and find that there's rifling inside of this barrel. So, what is rifling in terms of ballistics and firearms? It spins the bullet how? Do you know exactly how?
There are grooves in the barrel.
There's what?
There's grooves.
It's right there. Standing right here on the practice, or what we call the drill field, the commanding officer will come up and he will say, "Company, loading 9 times." That tells us we're going to be loading and firing by command. Then he gives us the first real command, which is load. Bring the musket around to your left side. Open up this box I have in my hip. It holds a little something called a cartridge. What do you think the two parts of that cartridge are going to be?
The cap and the powder.
Gunpowder and the
Big cap?
what's getting fired out of this gun? It's going down range, remember?
Oh,
The bullet. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is called the cartridge box.
Cap
That's
goes
where I
in
store
there.
all my cartridges. I reach inside, but I don't pull anything out. That's the next command. Handle cartridge. Take one cartridge out because, as you can see, that's all the shots I can load. No point in pulling out any more than that. Now, I got this nifty paper tab here. What am I going to do with this?
Pull it off.
I'm going to break it off using what? Teeth. Everybody show me your teeth. All right, good. Well, they needed the teeth, preferably four and preferably opposable, for the next command. Tear cartridge. That paper tab out just like so. Now we have our open cartridge. We take it, set it at the muzzle of the weapon. The next command is charge cartridge. Quickly and carefully pour the powder down the barrel. Normally, this would also be the step where I would stuff the cartridge in, because this is what a historic cartridge looks like. Pull it out right here. You can see the bullet is right here, and the powder is right on top. So the bullet would normally be seated on top. Obviously, we're not trying to kill anyone today, so we're not really going to be loading any live round. But the paper in here is going to give us that nice sound effect, so that's why I'm stuffing that down the barrel. Now, I just established before the powder is going to fall to the bottom of the barrel, but do you think that lead slug is going to go down on its own?
Nope.
No. You need a tool to take care of that, and we've got it right here. Raw rammer! This tool right here, called the rammer or the ramrod, stored underneath the barrel of the weapon. We take that out, we set it at the muzzle of the weapon. The next command will then be ram cartridge. Take it, push it all the way down, pack it nice and tight. Now, am I ready to fire?
No.
What's wrong?
You need to pull that out.
Exactly. I need to make sure that I return rammer. A lot of new soldiers, called fresh fish, or by the veteran soldiers, would oftentimes forget to take that rammer out, and when they fire their gun, it goes flying down range like a metal arrow. But what then can't you do anymore?
Reload your gun.
You can't reload your gun, exactly. So, what's step 1? You guys are paying attention? What number step?
What are we on? 1,
What do you think?
2, 4. We're on 5?
Higher than 5.
Oh.
Oh, because each one has
Higher
Let's
than
see.
5.
1,
Higher than 6.
2.
Somebody said that here at 7. Very good. So we're on step 7. We normally have the powder and we normally have the ball in. What we need to do now is add some way to ignite the gunpowder. And I got this in this small pouch right here. Let me turn it aside and make myself safe. Let me step back here so you folks can still see me here. I think it's a little unfair to you guys. The next command would then be prime. Bring the weapon up around to the right side of my body. Take my right thumb, place it on this hammer, pull it back 1 notch. This is now my safety position. This is what we call half cock. If any of you have heard the old expression, don't go off half cock, this is where it came from. Because if I can pull the trigger right now and if anything happens, I know there's a problem. I need to take it back to the ordnance sergeant for repair. Thankfully, There is no problem. I open this small pouch up here and pull out a percussion cap. Think of it like a brass top hat. There's a chemical inside of here called fulminate of mercury, and when I place it on the cone right here, pull the hammer all the way back, pull the trigger, that's going to slam down on that percussion cap, create some sparks, which will then hopefully go down inside the barrel, which will then hopefully set off our gunpowder. Keep your fingers crossed. Finish up, we go back to where we started. Shoulder, on! So now we have done the load in 9 times. Now, let me reach into my pocket here and put out my other hearing protection. Civil War soldiers, we have no documented proof that they use some sort of earplugs or anything like that. However, I have to deal with a government organization called OSHA, and therefore I choose to use hearing protection. Now, we've done our 9 steps to load. We've got 3 more to fire. They're what we call the firing command. Any ideas to what those 3 might be?
Ready, aim, fire.
Ready, aim,
Fire.
fire. Very good. I'm going to describe each one of those 3 steps so you're not caught unprepared. And you don't need to plug your ears quite yet. I'll tell you when you need to do that. Because trust me, I'm sure you won't be the only one who will plug their ears. Now, when I stand here with my weapon loaded, the command will come down, ready! And bring the weapon up to my shoulder. But I'm going to go back to where I just had it for the prime step. Reach my thumb, pull it back 1 more notch. Give it a good click. So now this weapon is set and ready to fire. At aim, I'm going to bring the weapon up to my shoulder, find my target down range. This would also be the time I'd recommend to you guys that if you are hard of hearing, probably would be best to plug your ears at this particular command. The 3rd command will then be fire. Hopefully I'll pull the trigger, and hopefully there'll be a nice, good standard reaction, and the gun will go off properly. Now you guys are going to help me. You guys are going to give me those 3 commands. So you need to be nice and loud. Remember, I'm deaf, and I am wearing hearing protection. Been doing this for a long time in the Army. So, nice and loud. Ready. Aim. Fire. Just like that. Give a couple second delay in between each. All right. I stand ready to receive your command.
Ready. Aim. Fire. Wow, nice echo.
Civil War soldiers, just like their Revolutionary War counterparts, were expected to be able to load and fire their weapons 3 times in 1 minute. That's approximately 20 seconds per shot.
Wow.
Now let me ask you, on the battlefield, you think you're going to get 20-second rate of fire with someone behind you yelling, load, handle cartridge, tear cartridge? No, not at all. So the best thing to do is you only do those commands on the drill or the practice field. When it comes to the battlefield, you only need to give 1 command to get these soldiers to load and fire as fast as they can. And if you all want to carry time me, you certainly can. I haven't done this in a couple of weeks, so let's see how fast I can do this for. The command to go from loading and firing by command to loading and firing as fast as you can is load and fire at will. This time I'm going to say ready to indicate when I'm ready to fire. There is not going to be a ready, aim, fire situation. Ready! Cease fire!
Good job.
How did you?
Yeah.
20 on the nose. A little slow for me, that's okay. I'm usually getting around 18 or 17. That's okay. Been coming in for a while. Now, get back to that question I asked you.